Hey, how's it going, everyone? Justin again. As always, thanks for watching my channel. Cheers to those of you that have your beers. I hope you're enjoying your work week so far. Today, I have two tools to show you. We're going to kind of do some comparisons between the two. To be honest, I think they are almost identical in most ways, and there's probably very few differences. But we're going to check these two tools out, and then just to kind of give you the why, I'll kind of explain that a little bit as I'm showing you. So with that being said, let's take a look at the difference between the Snap-on Coolant Pressure Tester SVTS262C and the Cornwell Coolant Pressure Tester MSM-100K. Let's take a look. Let's compare some things. Let's look at some similarities. Let's look at some differences. And then I'll tell you the why. Alright, so first one up going to be my Snap-on, this trusty cooling pressure tester that I've had for the betterment of about 5 years now. It's been pretty phenomenal to me. Let's open it up and check it out. So this is going to be the one that I've had for about 5 years. You can see I've got some old coolant stains kind of on some of the gaskets and whatnot. I did have to change this piece out. It used to be plastic right here, and I was able to warranty this out about 2 years ago with my old Snap-on rep for the metal style. So that's I actually prefer the metal style over the plastic style one. I'm not sure who makes this kit specifically for Snap-on. Then we come over here to our Cornwell coolant pressure test kit that I got. And I just want to make sure I'm saying this correctly. It's been rebranded by Marvac. Marvac is actually the company that makes this style of coolant pressure tester for Cornwell. You can see a lot of the different fittings in here are going to be pretty much the exact same, down to the shape of the cap, the way the gasket is. Maybe a little bit of difference as far as the diameter of the hole, but pretty much overall the same. We're going to look at the other radiator cap. Again, same cap fitment, same shape. Really no difference outside of maybe the diameter of the hole as well. Then we'll look at the two different styles here. Like I said, this used to be plastic right here around here, and I traded it out for the neural metalled one because I had an issue here where this whole end fell off, and my old Snap-on rep replaced that for me. So this Cornwell one, you can see quite similar in design and knurled as well. Again, slight difference would be the diameter of the bore, but gasket and everything else appears to be about the same. So those are the similarities of the fittings and the differences. Going on to the gauges, they both have the generic style that attaches to most domestics. Again, same exact concept, different size bore. I do like the way that the Cornwell one kind of lays down in the case in its spot, whereas the Snap-on one, it kind of fits in between here but doesn't really have a groove for the hose like the Cornwell one does, but whatever, not a big deal. The cases are actually, I don't know if you could see this or not, but the Cornwell case is about a finger width shallower than the Snap-on one. So as far as toolbox fitment goes, the Cornwell one might be a little bit more accommodating as far as fitment wise. Now looking at the gauge itself, you can see what we got here. We got 4 psi in yellow, 7 in green, 9 to 11 white, 13 to 14 in blue, 15 to 16 back in white, and then it kind of just changes as it goes up and up. And it lets you know when you've gotten to that caution point when you shouldn't have the radiator cap up to a certain pressure. So obviously anything north of 20 psi is just way too much, which would be way over here. So But there's that. You can see how the rubber protective sleeve is. Pretty nice, stylish, right? Put that back in here for now. We'll pull the snap-on one out and just take a look at this. The rubber protective sleeve is about the same. The tube is about the same. The way that how you apply pressure is the same. But looking at the gauge itself, it's a bit different. It shows you here a range between 0 and about 18 psi before it goes into the red. So showing you that anything north of 19 psi is way too much, because you never really need to pressurize a system that high. You might find yourself having to pressure test a cooling system that is around 18 psi max. So maybe you want to go 19, no more than 20 though. But you can see some of the differences in the gauge in comparison to the Cornwell one. Now both come with their instruction manuals. Oh, let me slide these in a little bit more. Both come with the instruction manual as well as a parts catalog. So in case any of these items break down on you, you can order the replacement part. They'll also show you the cooling system here, the Venturi bleed kit that they have. They have another style here of a pressure tester that you can use shop air for. They show you different adapters that you can purchase along with the kit. Now they do make a master kit as well. I don't know if it's in this booklet or not, but they actually do make a master kit as well. They show you the sizing, diameter, etc. This is more for Snap-on at this point, giving you part numbers, year, makes, models, things like that, that you might need a specific pressure tester for. This tells you a little bit more about the actual pressure tester itself. Gives it to you in English, French, and Espanol. Basically, check coolant level, yada yada. You know, make sure you top off, follow the instructions. I actually have a video on how to use this if you're curious about that. And I actually cover on how to use the Snap-on version because I did not have the Cornwell version at the time. So let me slide this back in here real quick. See what the Cornwell gave us over here as far as theirs went. So nicer sleeve, it's not so tucked in. Same exact pamphlet, almost identical. Same concept, Venturi bleeders. No drain coolant keeper, so if you needed to keep the coolant in the car while you're working on stuff, that's kind of cool. Here's the kit that we have here. Again, shows you the adapters that you can get for different vehicles. Almost looks the exact same. Shows you different manufacturers and what size adapter you may need, how to hook up the Venturi one. Same exact concept, instructions in English, look almost the exact same. All right, cool. Put that back. All right, so those were the comparisons, those were the differences between the two different kits. Was able to figure out who rebranded the one for Cornwell. That's pretty cool. So my reasoning behind getting this particular toolkit, I've got kind of a dual purpose with maybe a little bonus factor in there. So I already had my Snap-on one, had it many years. I had one adapter fail me within the first 3 years of ownership. And like I said, about a year or two back, got it changed out for the more upgraded version with the metal ring around it instead of the plastic one with the knurls. And my thought process was my cousin, who's he's been in automotive mechanicking and wrench turning for a while now, but he hasn't actually worked for any specific establishment like a shop in any case, whether it was a dealership or an independent shop or tire shop or anything. He's always just kind of wrenched out of his garage, kind of learning as he went kind of thing. I'll never forget the first time he ever took his engine out of his Eclipse. He couldn't figure out how to put it back in. This is when he was like 18 years old, and he had pieces scattered all over his garage, man. And just so happens that my mom's boyfriend came out to the rescue and helped him put the whole thing back together. But he learned the hard way, so definitely went through hard knocks. And then after that, he knew how to reassemble and take apart his own car, and done it so much he was able to do it for other people. Now that he's in the industry, now that he's actually working for a shop, and he's doing a little bit more than just your average lube oil filters, he's starting to do brakes, he's starting to check for leaks and things like that, and check, you know, that alkalinity and glycol level of things. I thought, I'm trying to think of like a perfect Christmas present for him. We're very close in age, so I figured maybe I could do something for him tool-wise. So my thought process behind it, like I said, two main reasons. One, wanted to get him something that I knew that he could use and get warranted, and that it would be hugely beneficial for him in his current employment situation here. Two, I don't really have a Snap-on rep. I had some help from a friend of mine, Will, JK Canvas, warrantying out and getting my ratchet fixed, which was awesome. And lo and behold, I ended up with a Snap-on guy for all of maybe, I think he showed up to my shop all of maybe 2 times in the last 6 months. So I can't count on him. I don't know if he's fired or if he's lost his job or if he's even gonna be our Snap-on mechanic anymore, or if it just didn't work out for him. I don't know. I haven't seen him in so long. It's just, it's quite silly, really. But his Snap-on guy shows up to his shop every single week, and in fact, I think that's one of the only tool truck companies that actually does show up to his shop. And he's slowly building his tool collection. So I thought, well, why don't I send him my old Snap-on coolant pressure tester? It'll work out great for him because not only does it work out great, it is a Snap-on tool, which he can warranty. It's like lifetime warranty for the Snap-on coolant pressure tester. He can get it warranted if anything breaks down on him, and he can use and use and use and use it as much as he wants. And since my Cornwell rep has never missed a day, if he did have to miss 1 week, he let us know like a week or 2 in advance. Hey, I'm not gonna be able to come through because I got this planned or whatever. I'm going to some tool convention to buy tools to put on the truck to bring to you guys. So he's always kind of let us know if he wasn't gonna make it that week. But usually if he misses anything, he lets us know in advance, and that's really cool, and I appreciate that. Even during the weeks where we have holidays, unexpected holidays or expected holidays that pop up, if he can't show up on the day that he's supposed to be there, he shows up as soon as the holiday's over and everyone's back to work. So that's why I thought, well, I'll give my cousin my Snap-on one. It'll help him out. I'll just buy a Cornwell one that I can keep at the shop. So my third little tidbit, which isn't really like a huge upsell for the whole thing for me, is that the case is just that much smaller to where it actually fits in my service cart. Whereas the Snap-on one is just a little bit too wide. It's a little bit wider and it's a little bit taller that would fit in my drawer. It doesn't really quite fit there. But with the Cornwell one, it actually fits perfect. So I thought this is a win-win for me in almost every way that I can possibly consider looking at it. I can get my cousin something for Christmas. This Cornwell one fits in my toolbox, and if anything happens, I can get it warranted, and I don't have to try to send it all the way back east to try to get anything warranted out. I can send it to my cousin who needs it or could use it, and he can get it exchanged for any parts that he might need. So John, if you're watching this video, Merry Christmas, man. But if you're not watching the video, cool. You'll get a really cool surprise here within the next week. So that's all I got for this video, guys. Leave your comments down below which kit you would prefer over the other. Explain why. If you know something more about either one of these that I don't know, like who rebrands for Snap-on, let me know. Thanks as always for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Deuces.